All right, guys, so in today's video, I wanted to give you a little more insight on what I will be doing in 2026, possibly even sooner than that. And that will be slow traveling throughout Southeast Asia, excluding the Philippines, since I've already been here, 9 years by the time 9+ years by the time I take my trip. And I want to break it down into, I've narrowed it down to the countries and also even the cities. Now, this could change with new information as time goes, but I'm probably pretty sure it's going to stick to this type of schedule here. So again, I'll be slow traveling Southeast Asia for the entire 2026 to see really if the Philippines is the indeed perfect fit for me like it has been the last 9 years, or will it be another country? And like a lot of viewers who watch my channel and other channels to get information about the Philippines for a trip or a move, well, I've been doing the same lately, with watching videos on Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand. Vietnam I know pretty well since I lived there for about 6 months. Anyway, let's go ahead and dive into it in today's video.
Through the screen, I feel the breeze.
So I want to start off with, why am I doing this trip? I keep getting a lot of comments. Aren't you happy in the Philippines? I thought you loved the Philippines. You don't like the Philippines anymore? Has nothing to do with my love or dislike or anything about the Philippines. It just simply is I now have the opportunity to explore the rest of Southeast Asia, which I had been meaning to do. Again, I lived in Vietnam for 6 months. I've been to Thailand a few times. I've been to Malaysia about 3-4 times. But I've never had the experience of actual living there. What is it like to live there? Could this be a potential home for me in the near future or not? And so what I want to do is take you with, for an entire year, 2026, I'm going to get rid of all my stuff except for my motorbike, which I can always get rid of at a later date. But I love my motorbike. In fact, I just had it in for repairs and maintenance today. But I want to do the slow travel, experiencing various cities, various countries in Southeast Asia for the entire year. It could end a little earlier. It could extend out a little bit later. I don't know yet. I'm going to play it by ear. But my 9 years in the Philippines, gosh, I've traveled through a lot of islands. I did motorbike trips around Mindanao, around Negros, around Cebu. Some of those trips I wasn't vlogging, so I feel like I wish I would have been vlogging so I could have taken you with, but I wasn't at the time. I just really have a desire to see more of the region and really decide what is the perfect fit for me. And I do know it will be Southeast Asia because I like this region. And I do want to experience what it feels like to live there, not just visit, not just vacation. And I feel like you really need about 3 months in a country to really get that feeling of what it's like to live in a certain country. So I do want to experience that. So the countries that I plan to visit, again, Thailand, Cambodia, Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam. Maybe a small trip into Laos, but I don't ever see that as a place that I would settle. It's just too far behind in infrastructure and everything. I've been watching a lot of videos on how inexpensive, how easy the visa is over in Cambodia. I'm excited to check it out. That could make a really great home base and then just travel all over. Or it could be Thailand. Vietnam, with the visa situation, it's a little difficult. I don't feel like doing border runs every 3 months. It's not that big of a deal because I like to travel anyway, but I don't know. We shall see. And really, when I'm exploring these places, I'm going to be checking out cost of living, the food, the culture, the medical, the infrastructure, and dating, because at that point I'll be single. So, I want to check all of that out, and I will basically give a report card based on every city and every country that I go to, and then maybe an overall recap of what I felt that country's potential was at the end of my time in that particular country. And each stay will be 1 to 3 months, depending on the visa and the vibe. No rush, just immersion. That's just the goal. I'm just going to go roll into a city. For example, I'll start off maybe in Da Nang or Bangkok or Phnom Penh or Siem Reap in Cambodia or Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And I will start off with a month, see how it feels, and if it feels good, I'll probably, hop over to another city within that country, or maybe I'll stay longer in that particular city. We'll just gonna go with it. I'm not gonna go on any type of set schedule. I just want to make sure that I do get to all the cities that I want in every country that I want as well. So how am I preparing? So I've been researching the visas, so I already know, okay, which country, how long I can stay on a tourist visa, if I want to stay longer, what is required. I've been researching all of that. Budgeting, because I will give up this place. So really, I feel like the amount of money I'm spending here will suffice for my travels in my monthly stays. It shouldn't be an issue. I will be downsizing. Like I said, I'm going to start slowly selling off all my stuff, and I will upgrade on some gear. Like I want some good quality dry fit clothes. I'll start getting rid of security guards already love me here at this building because I've already given away a bunch of hats, a bunch of clothes, and some other stuff that I just don't want. It doesn't really have any resale value, but they love it. So I've been doing that, and already kind of putting my mind into like, okay, what can I sell? What do I just need to give away, and what needs to just go in the garbage? And I'll probably even work out maybe with my landlord. Is she interested in buying the sofa and the TV, or do I need to get rid of that and she'll move her stuff back in? Kitchenware, things like that. I'll have to just check with her on it. And when I do this, I do want to mention, like I tell everybody to do, even when they come out to the Philippines, flexible accommodation in travel medical insurance will be king for me. I will definitely have the travel medical, especially from hopping city to city, place to place. Very important for me to have that peace of mind. And flexible booking again. So I like to, sometimes I'll like to book like maybe through Agoda, and I like to choose places that I carefully read. Okay, you can cancel up to 48 hours without any kind of fee. And I don't ever do long-term. Like, for example, let's say I roll into Phnom Penh, Cambodia. When I first roll in, I usually stay at a hotel about 3 or 4 nights. Then if I'm feeling the vibe, then I'll say, okay, let's go with an Airbnb. I could see myself being here for a couple of weeks. So I'll go for a couple of weeks. If I still liking it, then I'll maybe do a whole entire month. That's kind of how I roll. I don't ever book the next destination. I don't reserve the next hotel at the next destination. I don't book a flight for the next destination. Does it cost me a little bit more sometimes? Yeah, possibly, because I'm not booking far in advance, but I rather do that than lose money at a place that, for example, I booked a whole entire month in Phnom Penh, and after 1 week, I'm like, this is not for me. I don't like this vibe. I want to get out of here. And I've lost the entire amount that I paid for the whole month for the Airbnb. So that's how I work. That's how I would recommend if you're coming out to the Philippines, you do the same thing. Get into a hotel, 3 nights or so, 3-4 nights. If you like the area, then maybe go into an Airbnb for like a whole month or something. Check out the place, make sure you like it first. By the way, you will find my full packing list in my recommended gear on my website, geointhephilippines.com. And there's a packing list. I have a PDF on moving and traveling out to the Philippines for free. And my Geo Travel Essentials, which really works for any kind of country in Southeast Asia or South America, Central America, wherever. So why am I skipping the Philippines? Well, like I said, I think I have plenty of vlogs, plenty of information on the Philippines already. Now it's time to move on and to check out other countries and give people information about the entire region. And that is what I plan on doing. This journey really is about fresh perspectives. It's not goodbye forever. It's just, I want some fresh perspectives on the rest of Southeast Asia. But it's definitely not goodbye forever. I I have a love for the Philippines. I really do, for the people. I need a fresh perspective. I really need to see, is this the place for me? And if it does end up being the place for me, I see myself being back in the Bacolod or Iloilo region. It is, in all my time here, I have to say I've been happiest here. All right, so what to expect on my channel? Well, you're going to get bi-weekly updates. Of course, when I'm in each country, I'm going to do cost of living in each country, in each city, apartment tours, food vlogs, transportation tips, reflections on lifestyle, dating, culture, and safety. And I'm basically going to give a report card. I will give a grade and an average of what I think on each city, and then overall for the entire country. And that's kind of how, what I used to do in the Philippines when I roll into new cities, I'd kind of give like a report card of how I graded each city that I visited in the Philippines. So I'm going to kind of go back to that, but each city, and then one overall grade for the entire country of how I feel about it. So if you've ever thought about traveling Southeast Asia long term, then this journey is going to be kind of the real deal. Slow, simple, sustainable. I'm going to do it at a very friendly budget amount. It's not going to be an extravagant amount. It's not going to be I'm not going to be looking at staying in hostels and eating street food for every day. That's not my type of life. I can do that, I just choose not to. And so I'm going to be somewhere kind of in between. I'll probably be around the 1,500 US is going to be the budget that I'm going to kind of stick to. You know, of course, months will go more, but that's kind of what I'm going to be aiming for. So guys, before we continue, I want to invite you guys to follow me on this trip, and I am going to start already preparing for it, maybe even taking a few other trips beforehand just to kind of prepare myself. So make sure you subscribe and join me as we prep for this new adventure in my life, and ask questions, drop your tips, and follow along for the ride, guys. I hope most of you will stay with me, even though the Philippines won't be in my journeys for the next year. I don't want to do, okay, the Philippines is better, the Thailand is worse, or if Thailand's much better and the Philippines is so bad. I don't want to do that type of video, but I will do honest cost of living comparisons. Okay, look, here I was getting this, and in the Philippines I was paying this much. It'll give you something to kind of compare. I'll compare maybe dating. I'm not going to compare the personality or the type of girls. I'm just going to give a rough comparison. I'm not really, you guys can decide whether the Philippines is better or Thailand's better. I don't really want to get into that. I know you got the Thai expats that are hardcore Thailand. You get the Philippine ones that are hardcore Philippines. I would hope that we all go into this with an open mind and that everybody just kind of enjoys it for the ride and just see what each country, each city has to offer, and keep an open mind on it. So again, it is all going to come down also to packing. And I will show you as I prep. I will show you what I plan on keeping, because guess what? There's not going to be a big suitcase. There's going to be my laptop. There's going to be a day bag and my carry-on. That is all I'm taking with for the journey. And I have done that most of my time in the Philippines even. You know, I was able to load up my motorbike and just travel around. And that's what I would like to continue to do throughout Southeast Asia. Now, that's the beauty of things is once you let go of that lifestyle and that type of thinking back in the West about stuff, possessions, it really doesn't enrich your life any. You know, the only thing that enriches my life a little bit here is I like my motorbike, and that is why I'm not selling it. Now, if I spend a year outside of the country and I say, you know what, Siam Reap, Cambodia, this is where I want to be, then I probably would come back here and sell the motorbike, because it just wouldn't make any sense to hang on to it. But other than that, really no possession gives me any added value in my life. It does not make me any happier, other than the motorbike to help me get around and take motorbike trips. But you could rent, but it's nice to have your own bike. So again, guys, join me on the journey and check out my website to see what I recommend for packing for these type of trips. And I will take you guys along for the journey, and I'm going to show you how I'm preparing, because the preparation is going to be coming up soon. I got a trip to the US in about 3 weeks or so, and when I come back from that, I probably will head over to Thailand for maybe like a month, and we'll go from there. And then I'm going to start selling off stuff and get rid of stuff, and probably by the end of the year I'll be out of here. Again, I enjoy the Philippines. I still like the Philippines. Has nothing to do with that I don't like the Philippines anymore. I just want to explore, want to see what the rest of Southeast Asia is like, what it's like to actually live in those countries and not just visit. So again, join me on the journey, and let's enjoy this trip together. See you guys on the next video. Ciao.